Welcome!
No.
Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques,
Oh,
Jacques,
oh,
what's going on, folks? What's happening? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is your way, Tennessee Titan fans and NFL fans across the world. What's going on, y'all? What is happening? Jacques, we here, brother. We got to talk Cam for sure.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, his pro day was this week, so it's a lot of buzz and everything going around that. But we most definitely got to talk Cam, man, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
So, all
Yep.
right, man. Well, let's get into it. We know talk about pro days and everything. Uh, After the pro day, man, there's a lot of buzz about the Titans, and everybody's saying it's 100% chance Cam will be drafted to the Titans, and blase, blase. A lot of media pundits are picking up on it. Titans fandom is starting to buy into it. Uh, After the pro day, what is the likelihood that the Tennessee Titans will draft Cameron Ward? What's your thoughts? Do you think we'll draft him? You think it's 100% chance? You think it's not? What you got?
So, Jacques, that's a great question, man. We got that poll question out there, by the way, too, y'all. So, this is what I think, man. I got to see a little bit of what happened, I'm saying, at the pro day. Looks like Cam Ward was out there having a ball. There were some people, some analysts that were saying this might be the best pro day folks have ever seen. I think that's huge to see it from the outside, right? Not so much on the inside of the team, as well as pretty much everybody was there from Bonganzi to Callahan, Brinker. They all were there. And, to me, that says a lot. And again, at the end of the day, we have the number one pick, so they should be there, right? But from what I saw from video clips and things like that of him throwing the ball, throwing it to receivers that he's used to, being in an environment as well where he's comfortable. I saw Cam Ward do, he looked incredible out there. And, really based on just conversations that I've seen and things I've seen on there as well, I think the likelihood of the Tennessee Titans drafting Cam Ward is at a 99.9%. That's what I think. I think that the Titans are making it clear, against a few deals that have happened, and we'll talk about that. But I think the Titans have made it very clear quarterback is an issue here with the Titans. It's an issue. So it's a matter of, how do they address that? And you have a quarterback that's sitting there. Most ESPN, most analysts are even saying Cam Ward should be the guy going to the Tennessee Titans. They're now saying that over the last 2 weeks. We've been saying it since October. I think the likelihood of the Tennessee Titans drafting Cam Ward, the fact that we need a quarterback, we got a stadium to fill out, we need to win football games. We're in a division that's not a good division. Draft the quarterback, draft Cam Ward. The likelihood to me is at 100%. That's where I'm at with it. That's my likelihood. What about you, John? What's your likelihood if you think the Titans drafting quarterback Cam Ward?
Oh, it's a lot of smoke screens out there, but I mean, the way things are looking, the interaction between him and Callahan and Berganzi and the rest of the Titans media and it's everything. It feels like that he's a lock. He's a lock. Of course, the Titans got to say certain things. I know there was a thing that came out there. It's still open to trade the number one pick, but when you see other organizations doing certain things and making certain moves, that kind of tells you around the league that they're hearing, hey, there's noise that he might be the number one pick. So say about a 99% chance, 99.9% chance that he'll be a Tennessee Titan. It's just, will anybody give a king's ransom to come up and get him, right? They got to say good. They got a good like marketing and salesman pitch of what they're doing and how they're selling it. But I mean, it seems like hey, they're doing their homework a lot because I heard they're doing a private workout. They're supposed to be bringing him in. I think this week or next week or one of them. But he's going to do another private workout, which I don't foresee them. I mean, he might throw a little bit, but I feel like it's him getting just showing them everywhere, showing them the facilities, showing them Nashville, just giving them the feel of the city. And they probably might have a low-key conversation like, hey, you're going to be our guy, but we can't tell you nothing right now, but just hold for it, and we're going to do what we got to do. So that's my thought. I think we're going to draft him. Again, the Titans can't surprise us. That's the Titans, what they do. But, I mean, right now, until they concrete do it, we'll see. But I feel like it's a 99% chance. But I trust them a little bit, but we'll see. But from the interaction, from what we're seeing, everything's lining up. If I was a fortune teller, I would say, hey, we drafted them. But again, it's the Titans. they throw things in the pot and they mess everything up. They mess Vegas up. So I just don't trust them right now. But we'll see. But but again, Cam Ward. So we'll see. Yep.
Understood, brother. Understood, Jacques. And again, hey, if you're watching us outside of Bleacher Report and on YouTube and things, this show is not live. Shout out to Bleacher Report as well, too. If you're not followed us on Bleacher Report, do that today. Follow me at Lorenzo_the Hawk. You can follow Jacques as well at Jacques Merrill. So, Jacques, speaking of Cam Ward, bro. All right, so Cam Ward, we've talked about since October, bro. Right? And he didn't throw at the combine. We've seen what he's done all season. But he had an opportunity to do his thing at the pro day there in Miami just yesterday. So, what was that the day before? Well, days get kind of, confused. But from what you saw from Cam Ward, Jacques, all right, knowing what we need, knowing, the opportunity there to draft a quarterback is there for us at number one. For what you saw, clips on Twitter, ESPN, YouTube, a good amount, I think we were able to sort of see. Were you impressed for what you saw from Cam Ward?
Yeah, but I think I've been impressed since we've been scouting him, even back in October. Prior to that as well, he just solidified. Like he said, he solidified it. What he did on his pro day was, if people were not paying attention before, they're paying attention now. And I know there was a couple of people on X talking about, well, he's throwing against air. He's not throwing. The point of a pro day is to evaluate, to have those teams evaluate that position. They're not just evaluating Cam, they're evaluating the offensive line, they're evaluating the receivers. So he wanted to throw to his receivers because he wants to get them drafted too. So that's the reason why he wanted to do it his pro day. But everything that he's seen, I seen at the pro day, he's done on his tape. Like literally, it's very smart, man, because even the rollout that he did when he rolled out, did the bootleg, rolled out, and then threw it like on the run, threw it like 20 yards down the field, and I think Restrepo called it a touchdown. He's done that several times in the season last year, right? A lot of things. And then he even caught a pass. So was I impressed? Yes, to say the least, but I was impressed more to say, hey, to shut the doubters up, if that makes sense. I think that's why I was impressed. I'm like, hey, I know what you can do. Just do it at your pro day so you can shut everybody up, and everybody that was doubting you before is literally going to get on the train now. And then you get to people actually get to see how fast he releases the ball and how live his arm is. That's another thing that people are starting to say, man, wow, he looks good. And then there's a couple of people that saying, well, he only has 1 year of good tape from a big school. And I'm like, okay, well, you didn't see his tape at Washington State. So certain things that's going to make everybody go back and do their homework. And even with the Titans, if they missed anything, they can kind of say, okay, hey, boom. Now teams do it, but why send all those resources to watch one pro day? Like, kind of strange. So I was impressed, yes, but I was more impressed for him to do it, and to do it what he has on tape, to do it at his pro day, and continue to show everybody, hey, this is why I should be the number one pick. Were you impressed?
Jacques, it's a hell of an answer, bro. So I'm going to say this. Was I very impressed with what I saw on the clips? Absolutely. Very impressed. And I say this, generally speaking, most people do well on their pro days. Most do. It's rare to hear anyone have a bad pro day. It's rare. But what I will say from Cam Ward is, and you said it earlier, is to prove and show what I can do, right? Like, you can see it. We've seen tape. I've seen games from this year and last year. I saw games when he played at Washington State. I saw it and was impressed then, very impressed with what he did in Miami. And as the season wore along in Miami, he got better. And I was most impressed with the bowl game. I know people will talk about him not playing in the second half, but, he shredded one of the best pass defenses in the nation. He was throwing the ball like it was nothing. And to see it live and to show people, because just because most people have good pro days doesn't mean that you will have a good pro day. That doesn't mean that, right? And he did that, not only in front of the world, because the whole world was trying to watch. And I think that's a bit different too. He had more eyes on him than most people, right? So he not only did well in front of everyone, he did well in front of the Titans organization. And for the fact that he came up and said, look, man, I've solidified this. So that lets you know himself that he felt that he did a hell of a job out there throwing the football, showing we can do, being the versatile guy that he is. And sometimes we can watch tape, we can watch film, but seeing it in person and see what someone can actually do puts a different spin to it, right? So now you have it all. It's a whole package. It's a whole package. And and Cam Ward did that. And so now it's really up to the Tennessee Titans. We say we're impressed. Are they impressed? They can say it out loud, but are they impressed, right? So, at the end of the day, it's on them. But for me personally, I was impressed from Cam Ward. Absolutely.
Awesome. So I know you mentioned earlier there were some things that could affect the number one pick and us getting the number one pick. Well, the Giants, they've had noise, and I think the Giants have been one of the biggest suitors for the Titans to move up to number one, getting out that third spot to try to draft a quarterback. Well, not only did they draft, they signed one premier quarterback, they signed two. So they got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. So with that being said, with those signings of those two quarterbacks, how does that affect the Titans' decision going forward with the number one pick? Do they still stay at it? Do they trade down? What do you think?
I think it makes no impact. I think it has absolutely no impact. Not to the Titans. I don't think it changes anything. I think if anything, I think the only thing that might be is they might have more suitors to try to shoot up to draft a quarterback where maybe they were thinking maybe to trade up with the Giants or the Titans or Titans. Now it's just the Titans. You know what I'm saying? Because, the Giants still could draft a quarterback, but that's on them. I could care less what they do. For us, I don't really think it's an impact. I think we're still steady, strong at number one. Because of this now, I don't think the Giants will want to trade up. I think they'll stay there. I think there's one team that might try to do something, might be the Cleveland Browns, but I think they might sit there too. So really, with the New York Giants, are they going to draft a Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback there at that spot? I don't know. You got three quarterbacks there now. So I'm not sure with DeVito, Russell Wilson, and Jameis Winston. So they're going to battle it out. But, I know we signed a quarterback today, and we'll talk about that. But I think it has absolutely zero impact to the Tennessee Titans, in my opinion. What about you, Jacques?
No impact. I mean, again, I've heard Cleveland is open to trading down the second pick. So that kind of gives them that ammo as well. But that kind of tells me when you sign those two premier quarterbacks, that kind of tells me like, hey, okay, there's noise that they might legitimately get Cam Ward. It is what it is, right? But I just think with that, when I see them sign them, I'm like, it's the Giants, right? They got Jameis on a 2-year deal, and they have Russell on a 1-year deal. Yep. So it could be a spot where Jackson Dart goes, sit and stay, or if they feel comfortable where Shedeur wants to sit and stay and sit on the bench, which I don't foresee that happening, then they can do that well. But it don't impact our decision. We can either go this way or that way. Now, what happens too, it makes it harder for a team from like number 7 or the Steelers to jump up to number 1. You'll literally have to give up the house in order for you to jump up to get your quarterback. So I can see a team like the Steelers trying to push for like the second pick or even the third pick with the Giants, right, to gain more draft capital. So it's not a big impact. It's just they got 2 quarterbacks. They needed 2 quarterbacks, which they did to get the season kicked off and winning and rolling. And it's good for the Giants. So no, it's not a big deal or impact.
Gotcha, dude. Gotcha. Okay. So, Jacques, speaking of quarterbacks, the Tennessee Titans now have a third quarterback. They already had Will Levis. They got Brandon Allen a few weeks ago. And today they signed Tim Boyle on the roster. Tim Boyle has been a journeyman over his few years he's played. Last time he's played for us, the New York Giants. And now with 3 quarterbacks, there's things circulating online as far as, well, what does that mean? Everybody has different opinions on it and things. And, we're not really clear what's going on. So I'm going to ask you about that. So the Tennessee Titans signing Tim Boyle. What do you think that means, man, in overall for the Tennessee Titans?
Tim Boyle, first of all, it's Tim Boyle. He's just sticking around like a roach in the NFL. It just matters. But it doesn't mean really too much. But I'll say this. It can go 2 ways. Either they have a trade suitor for Will Levis. Have a suitor for him with somebody that we don't know. They're probably trying to shop him, trying to get him to go over here. Or they're trying to make it to where it's easy enough to where Will Levis can win that second quarterback spot, right? Because you can only rock with 2. So you say, okay, well, you got to battle it out with this guy and this guy. You should be able to beat them. If you can't beat them, we really got to go. But what I'm hearing is and this is just rumor and speculation, but what you're hearing is that they kind of want to give Will Levis a shot somewhere else, right? They want to get rid of him. They say, go ahead and do your thing. So it doesn't affect anything, in my opinion, of us drafting a quarterback at number one. Because if you're going into the season with that quarterback room, when I say from the trust perspective, I mentioned trust earlier. You will lose the fans' trust all the way if you say, okay, hey, we're going to go Travis Hunter here. We're going to trade down. You'll lose the fans' trust, right? And at that point, you're just telling us, okay, hey, we're going to try to stink it up this year. And Brian Callahan, you go next year, and we'll try to do this thing over and over again. So to me, there's really no big impact. And it doesn't impact who we drafted number one, in my opinion. I feel like Tim Boyle's a good camp body, right? You bring him in, you let him compete because you can carry as many quarterbacks as you want all the way up to the season. So you can have a competition there and then go from there because you do need somebody on the practice squad. So to me, it's not a big deal. I wouldn't have agreed with the signing because we don't need another quarterback. To me, you could have used that money on something else like an end. We did get a receiver, but I mean it's really right? So you can use that money on something else. But I think that's why I'm questioning more versus the pick. It's like, versus the actual free agent sign. It's like, why we had other holes on the team that you could just use? So that's my thought. What about you, Hope?
Yeah. Jacques, that's a hell of a point, dude. I didn't even think about the trade piece for Will Levis. I think that's really the key to it. Honestly. But to think differently, I would say that I think this Tim Boyle pick was a waste. I don't know why, but I'll just speculate to say that, it's like, hey, we're gonna draft a young quarterback. We got Will Levis. Let's just keep Will Levis, unless some teams jump up, want to do something, and we have security as a backup for two more quarterbacks, right? And with the young quarterback as well, they might want to have three quarterbacks. You might want to have that. And just say Will Levis starts the season as a starter, you want to have another backup quarterback just in case, right? So I think things will change once we draft a quarterback. I don't really see Tim Boyle making this team, and I'm not, not trying to knock the guy down. But it's not a need per se to have four quarterbacks on this roster if we draft a quarterback. Now if we don't draft a quarterback, then that'll be interesting. You know what I mean? But I don't think this Tim Boyle situation is impacting the draft. If anything, what it could do, it could be a chip that Titans are playing for other teams to say, hey, we doing this. We're going to tell y'all we ain't drafting a quarterback. Or if we are, what you going to do about it, right? You better trade up because we got quarterbacks on our roster now. So, you know what I'm saying? So it could be a chip play too, right? Because at the end of the day, they're in a business. The NFL is a business. And so it could be a chess play here. But it has absolutely, I don't think it has any impact. And I really just think right now, to your point earlier, it's a camp body. It's just, he hasn't done much. I've seen him play. And again, he's played a few games. I think his record is he doesn't have a really good record. And I think he's played maybe 4 or 5 games. You know what I'm saying? But, I just think it's just a ploy. It's really a waste of a pick, to be honest with you. A waste of a free agent signing. But yeah, man. Yep. So cool. All right. Well, listen, we are at our favorite part of the show, y'all. As you know, we're at the live chop up. If you're watching us anywhere else on any other platform outside of Bleacher Report, it's not going to show live. On Bleacher Report, it is live. You can watch us on YouTube. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. Jacques, we out there, bro. We out there, man. So let's see what type of questions we have out there, Jacques.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, throw your questions in there. I can kick us off.
All right.
Do I want to ask these questions or do I want to save it for another show?
You can always say it. We can always bring it back to the net. It don't stop us.
I'll kick us off.
Okay.
Would you be shocked? And I think we talked about this before. Would you be shocked if the Titans don't pick Cam Ward at number 1? And if you're shocked, how would that make you feel? Would we see Angry Hawk? What do you got?
Yeah, it'd be shocking if we didn't draft Cam Ward. Yes, I would be because, we have to, in my opinion, we have to have expectations of a team. I can't continue to expect them not to do what's needed. You know what I'm saying? That's not, if you run a franchise like that, then you don't need to run a franchise. So I would be, that's my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, I would be shocked if we didn't draft Cam Ward. And I'd say I'd be even more shocked if we end up drafting Shedeur Sanders. I say that because there's been a lot of attention towards Cam Ward. And so, I'd be shocked. And if we did, I'd be like, wow. I wouldn't be shocked like upset. I'd be shocked like, wow, we got Shedeur. Whoa. That's why I'd be like, wow. I'd be like that. But if we did not draft Cam Ward, I would be shocked. I'd be upset. I'd be surprised. I'd have all of that, because if I felt if Will Levis was decent enough, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be like, it's cool. I understand. Even if we drafted him, I understand that. But I think Callahan is in his last leg right now. He's only been on the team for 1 year. But I think we've seen enough of Will Levis. Will Levis is an NFL quarterback, but he's not a franchise quarterback. I think right now that's what you need. We're not picking up any other free agents. And that's quarterbacks. We've picked up free agents. I would be shocked if the Tennessee Titans did not draft Cam Ward at this spot. What about you, Jacques?
I think we talked about that. I said no, I would not, because I think I've mentioned this on several shows. My trust in the team is at an all-time low. And it would not shock me. It'll be the most Titan thing that they would ever do is to pick. And I think you would tick the fans off, because there's a set of fans that still want to trade the pick, right? Imagine if you didn't even trade the pick and you picked maybe an Abdul Carter at that spot, or Travis Hunter. And those spots, you really think, you sit back and think, okay, you pissed the fans off on two folds. The fans that wanted a quarterback and the fans that wanted to trade down.
Yep.
None of this would surprise me. And I'm going to tell you why I lost my faith in them. The A.J. Brown trade really did it for me, right? And just a lot of stuff beyond that was like, okay, I'm not shocked anymore. I'm not in awe anymore. I would be almost like an empty feeling, if that makes sense, right? It'll be more of, I don't have any more anger in me. I don't have any more shock or awe value in me. It's just like, okay, what's next? At that point, you would start to hear me really complain and point to the finger at leadership. Be like, leadership is horrible. That's the accountability. And then Brian Callahan might as well go and start packing his bags, get your ass up out of Nashville, go find your next position and role, and let's start this thing over. But I'm telling you, man, if you want to sell, put butts in these seats, because I'm hearing things about these ticket sales, and Hawk, I'll talk to you later about that, but I'm hearing certain things that it's not going the way they think it's going. And so if you want to jumpstart this franchise, get the fans going. I've even seen people say, man, if we get Cam Ward and Luther Burton in the second round, I'll be at every game. When I hear stuff like that, that tells me fans are excited. They want something. They want something new. And if the quarterback doesn't pan out, do it again. Take a chance. I respect the Cleveland Browns. They are the most weirdest run poor franchise in the NFL, but one thing they're not afraid to do is pick a quarterback at number one. If they pick a number one that year, and if they need a quarterback, they're going to do it. They don't care who it is. They're going to do it. The Titans, on the other hand, we've done it with Mariota and Vince Young. I think those are the only two.
Jake Locker.
And Jake Locker. But I'm talking about like the number one, the highest, right? When we were number one, number two, whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think when we got Vince, we were number three. I think we picked number three.
Number
and
three.
then when we got Mariota, we picked number two. Yep. And when we got Locker, it was 10.
Yep.
And so when I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, that's cool. But, hey, at least we tried, right? We tried. So I'm hoping, I'm praying. I'm like, hey, do the right thing. It's simple. Everybody's telling you in the media. And I'm going to tell you, if they don't draft Cam Ward, Hawk, that's just going to make the media we're going to be the laughing stock of the league for a long time. We're already laughing stock because we traded A.J. Brown. And now people are starting to discover, because, a lot of people don't follow the Titans like that. We traded A.J. Brown. It was a big deal to us. Think about this, Hawk. It was a big deal to us. It was national news, but it didn't get a lot of publicity. But now he won a Super Bowl, and he's got this star on him. Oh, everybody's revisiting this trade. Like, oh, that might be the dumbest trade ever to do. So you'll just put a more stench on this franchise. And I think you'll have a lot of people who start trying to pitchfork outside the training facility at Amy. And it won't go well. So just, if Titans, if you're listening, please just do the common sense. It's called common sense. Berganzi, you come from the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all draft with common sense. Please, I beg you, please draft with common sense. Don't do nothing stupid. A Brinker runs the show. I get it. Don't let your boss get you fired.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, for sure. Said hell of a point, Jacques. And like I said, I totally agree with the fact you keep drafting until you get it right at quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only way they would look like geniuses if they end up drafting Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter and they are Hall of Famers, they ball out, and Cam or Shador don't do well. But we don't know that. We can't tell the future, right? All we can know is right now, and we can't tell the future of next year. When people say don't draft a quarterback this year, draft next year, hey, I don't know where we're going to sit next year. We don't know what quarterbacks will be available for us next year. Exactly. They have an opportunity right now at this moment at the number 1 pick in the draft. They got it right now.
Exactly.
For sure. Yep. So,
But
yep. So, yeah.
It's my thought process, man. I don't know. I don't know. No telling what the Joker's going to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If they don't, it'll be that initial from a lot of fans. And I can't say that would have been the case a month ago.
Yeah.
But one thing about Cam, people are not going to know film and things like that, like just a casual fan, right? That's not what they do. They just want to watch football. But now they can see, they kind of see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, cool. He's really good. And I've had a lot of people over the last few weeks, Jacques, I know you have as well. Hey, Hulk, they were saying 3 weeks ago, man, we should trade the pick or we should pick Abdul Carter. And I understand that. I said, well, just keep looking. Just understand what we're trying to tell you. Now they see it. Hey, Hulk, Cam Ward, I'm getting my jersey tomorrow, dog. Cam Ward. That's what I'm hearing, right? Or whatever. So, I think Amy is actually a person that does listen to the fans. I think she does, bro. Like, because she can be kind of like very trigger happy. So right. I think, I'm not saying she does 100%, but I think it's very clear that the fans want Cam Ward. It doesn't mean what the fans say is the right thing, because the fans, most people, we're not paid to do that, right? We're not running the organization. But, it's very clear fans are like, look, man, we want to go to the games. We want a marketable player to go out to the game. Just from a business standpoint, that's where Shador, to me, fits the bill more than Cam in that regard. But I think Cam is a better player as a quarterback, what I'm saying, for us. I'm not saying by a huge amount, but either quarterback, we need a damn quarterback. What?
We need a quarterback.
We've been saying that for months. It's dumb for people to think, well, the New York Giants and the Browns are gonna draft a quarterback. Like, hello, we're the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
We're the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
We need a quarterback too.
Yep.
I didn't understand that, man.
Yep. I mean, I kind of do, because it's the trust of the Titans. Like, the trust factor. And then the rumors was going around Sam Darnold and Matt Jones and all this crap. But again, they're not. I mean, they're flybys, right?
Yeah.
They're cool, right? So, but like you said, this is something that we haven't had a need for a minute. In some people's opinions, and other people's opinions vary, because some people have been saying we needed a quarterback even when we got Tannehill. So, again, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to take it and pull it. And when you do get Cam, my thing is too, don't hold them back. Let them rock, right? Because right now Vegas got us on a spread of 5 games. I'm okay with that. As long as Cam is progressing, I'm okay with that. If we get him, right? But as long as he's progressing and he's picking up. And it's another thing too, I want to see how true it is when he says he knows the Titans offense. I don't know if you heard that. But he said he's very familiar with their offense and the things that they do. So when I hear that, I want to literally see, like, you put them on the whiteboard. If that's the case, man, if I'm Brian Callahan, I'm screaming from the mountaintop, like, hey, he knows my offense. Draft him today. Like, you can make the announcement and say, hey, we're going Cam. Like, anybody else can eat it and whatever. We're going Cam. That's because he's a plug-and-play player. Right. I don't have to change too much, literally. That's the problem. And then don't let him, if we don't draft him, let him go somewhere. To your point, if he don't ball out, okay. But if he balls out, man, you might lose some fans, bro.
And everybody, as soon as that happens, everybody should be fired. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not an overzealous person. Like, you fire everybody out. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that'll be a particular time. Say year 2. It's like, and the rookie we have, if we didn't draft him, isn't doing well or playing nominal to minimal, and Cam Ward is doing a good or great job, and we needed a quarterback, and we don't have a quarterback in 2 to 3 years, you fire everybody immediately.
Everybody got to go.
Everybody's got to go. It's clean house. Everybody. Everybody.
I didn't even say this. Amy, sell the team or send it to USFL. We don't go. Get up out of here. Like at that point, they got to go, bro, because that was a horrible decision. You costed us a franchise quarterback, and like I said, a lot of faith of the Titans fandom. Yeah, people gonna crash out big time if that happens.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, listen. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show, y'all. As you know, again, the Titans have the #1 pick. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm all of that, all in one ball, right? And it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because we're trying to get better. And so thank you all for watching the show. Thank you all as well on Bleacher Report as well. If you have not, hit the like button, hit the fire button here on Bleacher Report. Hit the like button on YouTube as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Subscribe to us here on Bleacher Report at Lorenzo_the Hawk and at Jacques Merrill. Follow us on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. We're on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We are in those internet streets, folks.
Yep. And when you do look at those platforms or subscribe to those platforms, cut your notification bells on because it's going to let you know when we post any content. Or for this example, when we're live on Bleacher Report, please cut those notifications on because if you miss our content, we do playback, but still, you want to see us live and chop it up with us. But anyway, like you said, man, we have, matter of fact, next week it'll be April, so we'll be close to the draft. It'll be in Green Bay this year, so hopefully some good things, and we don't have to wait too long, so that's a good thing. So if you got something to do,
that's true. That is true.
We got the #1 pick. Go ahead and get up in there, get up out of there, and we good to go. So
that's right.
Yes,
that's a hell of a point, Jacques. I don't know how that's gonna feel, man. Like,
yeah,
it's draft started. Like, oh, we here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We ain't got to go in the kitchen real quick, grab some food. You know what I'm saying? Talk to our kids for a minute, but by the time we come back to the room to watch the draft, you're right, man. So cool, man. Cool. All right. Well, listen. We hope you all have a good rest of your week. Have a blessed day as well. And as we always say and as we always do, facts,
no paper.